Trust me, I've been in your shoes before, watching tons of videos trying to tell me how to make a 5.0 GPA. And they'll be telling me BS like study consistently or make your study space aesthetic. Within the last 100 days of my last semester, I was able to finally crack the code after 4 years of failing and getting my 5.0 and actually got my first 5.0 last semester. I'm going to be telling you the 4 major things that to me played a very, very key role. And pay attention to all the 4 because sincerely, each one of them has its part to play, especially the last one. So anyways, let's get into it. And the first one is that we're going to need to start from the beginning. And I mean like from the beginning. Within all my times when I've attempted to get a 5.0, I've noticed something very, very consistent that happened. I would only remember maybe later on in the semester that, oh, yeah, I wanted to get that 5.0 and start working towards it near the end, near my exam or something like that. But the problem, or would I say the plus when it comes to having a 5.0 is that every single thing counts. Every single day in, day out, you are working to get that 5.0. Every single moment counts. Even the little classes that you see every day, even the tests, every single moment is adding up to that 5.0. And so if you actually want to get the 5.0, the best you can do is to just start from before the semester starts, as soon as the semester starts, or latest immediately after test 1, because every single thing you're going to be doing, every classwork, every assignment, every class you attend is going to add to it. The teachers are noticing you in class. They are seeing the people that are doing what they are seeing, the people that are just minding their business. They are seeing people that are forming yanka. Every single thing is adding up. It's almost and exactly like the compound effects. It's all adding up over time. So you cannot just wake up one day in the middle of your semester and be like, oh, I want to make a 5.0. For me, it has never sincerely worked, and the people that it has worked for, they are 1 in a million. You have to make sure you start at least immediately after the test 1 to ensure that you actually put in those necessary actions to actually ensure that you get that 5.0 that you're supposed to get. And the second one was one that I would feel really, really changed the game for me. Years and years and years, I've been wondering what's been the missing piece, and then for me, I sincerely feel like as if it was this particular point. And it's the fact that you need to never believe that you have anything else but that 5.0. And the only way you can do that is sincerely by raising the stakes. So once in my life, actually, I came and I saw my result and I was like, oh my god, this has actually gotten bad. Because like I said, I've been doing a lot of other things. I have this and some other things that I also do on the side as well. And so that was like my worst result. That, like before this 5.0 I had, that was my worst result I've ever had before. And I realized that if I kept going down this route, most likely I will not graduate to the first class. And I could not imagine me changing my video intros from, oh, my name is this first class mechanical engineering student, to whatever, God forbid, would have ever happened if it never happened. So with that now, number one, I had raised the stakes in the fact that I might lose the bragging rights of being called the first class mechanical engineering student. Because I always wanted to graduate to first class right from secondary school. And so if I did not graduate to that first class, I would be failing my younger self. And so raising the stakes is one of the many ways you can find yourself believing in the fact that there's nothing else you're going to get apart from that 5.0. But it's not just simply only that. It's actually about creating scenarios whereby there can never be a reality other than the fact that you get a 5.0. Months before the 5.0 had even materialized, I had started writing something which I'll be talking about at the end of this video that started referring to how I had already gotten the 5.0. So I couldn't imagine myself now coming months later, God forbid, after not having it, God forbid, and start deleting it because I did not get it. So it's like, no, I already started writing this thing that I had it. And so I knew that over the next few months, I needed to prove the fact that I did have it. So even when I had finished writing my exams and had come back home and I was just chilling and all that kind of stuff, I could not believe any other reality apart from the fact that I would get that 5.0. I even went as far as the point of calculating what will be the CGPA I will get when I get it, and praising God and acting, along the steps that proved that I did not believe anything else apart from me getting that 5.0. The second that your faith starts to waver, your actions will start to follow in that you're wavering. And so every single moment of your life, every single day, even on the days when you're not working towards it, you need to believe with everything in your being that there's no other reality that you can exist in apart from the reality of you actually having that result. And this next one is one that actually changed the game for me academically. This one is actually the thing that's going to make your academics move forward. This is actually going to be the thing that changes your test scores. And it's the fact that this 5.0 is not going to work out until you work it. And I came up with a 3-stage theorem for actually making your 5.0 work. And I call it the H theorem. So the A in the H theorem stands for academia, which is simply gaining the knowledge, understanding it, and doing the things that you actually need to do to actually get the academic result that you deserve. We're all in school to learn. Knowledge is power. If not, you wouldn't be paying over $1 million to get it. That is for those that are in schools that charge that much anyways. But I noticed that A was not the only consistent factor. There were a lot of people that I knew that had the A factor, but a lot of things were still going on in the academics. So I continued to do my research. And that's when I came across G, which is the God factor in doing well in academics. I know that it sounds a little bit spiritual and hypothetical, but I came to see those people that these people would literally teach me before exam, or when they get into exam hall and they are blacking out. As how did that happen? I don't get. So that means that there are other things that are happening. It permits me to say exceptional to the work that they're actually putting in to do well in their academics. And even those that don't pray, the fact is that God is helping each one of us, whether you believe it or whether you don't. He's seeing those that are working hard and he's going to help them to always put in their work. And that's why you notice sometimes that even the people that you see that quote unquote they're not spirit, they're still getting the work done, they're still getting the results. Why? Because God is just God. And if he sees that person putting in the work, he's going to help the person to actually achieve the things that they need to achieve. But I came to also understand that A and G were not enough, because time in and time out, I had tried A and G and it never got me that 5.0, to say at least say the truth. And that's where E came in. E is the most important aspect of you getting that perfect CGPA. It's one of the reasons why for 4 years in my academic journey, because I'm currently in my 4th year in mechanical engineering, I never was able to get that 5.0. And it was reality I did not want to accept. But the second I accepted it and I worked in alignment with it, I was able to finally get that 5.0. And it's simply excellence. The 5.0 students thinks a little bit different than the normal students that you actually see. And that was something I came to understand from hanging out with people that were kind of like that. Where people stop, that's where the 5.0 student begins. Where everybody's like, you don't do. This person's like, now we go start to do. You need to day in and day out push yourself to go above and beyond what you're currently doing. And I was the kind of person that I was afraid to do more than I was doing, because I was always thinking, what if all this effort did not amount to anything? What if, I read so hard and then what I read does not come out? But then this semester, one thing that changed for me, I started thinking, what if what I read actually comes out? What if my effort actually pays off for once? What if, this might just be the one time when I put in the effort and it actually moves things forward? So excellence is just simply the sector of going above and beyond, doing more than you've ever done before, pushing yourself beyond your limits. There's a wallpaper I have currently on my tablet that I had during my exams, and it says putting in the effort, because I know that the only thing standing between my goals and me is me. And so the person that does excellence just believes that I'm going to do above that and more than I've ever done before. And for me, what that simply meant was solving all the examples that I had in my notes, reading for hours and hours, doing the work that I've never done before. Because I knew that this one time, if I did it by the grace of God, I was going to be able to make it. So you cannot be doing the same work as everybody else and keep expecting to have better results than everyone else, if that makes sense. You need to break out of that stigma, break out of that fear that what you're going to do or the work you're going to put in is not going to work, because you will never get that 5.0 if you keep thinking that way. And so that was really it for me. By using the A.G.E theorem, otherwise known as academia, God, and excellence, I was able to finally get that 5.0, right? Just putting in a little bit more, having the mindset of one more, having the mindset of, oh wow, I'm going to do more than I've ever done before, and I know that I'm going to see better than I've ever done before. And I'm going to talk about much more on the A.G.E theorem near the end, because I know you're going to need it. So the last one is something that I would say I learned the hard way, but I don't want to say I learned it the hard way. This number 4, it's more important than you think, and it's the fact that the little things do matter. The little things in academia, they really, really matter. It's not just even in academia, in other things in the world as well. It's really that one note that you download. It's really how you interact with that one lecturer. It's really that extra minute you stayed awake to look at that AOC. It's really that assignment that you thought was not worth anything. Every little thing that you're doing, working towards that 5.0, it all matters. And whether you like it or not, they really predict and really say a lot about how your end result is going to be. Whether it's that little extra minute you're staying to cross-check the assignment, or whether it's that little praise you're doing after your exam to thank God so that He will perfect everything. Every little thing you're doing in the journey towards your 5.0, it actually matters. And it matters more than you ever actually know. And so pay attention to the little things. Work more than you ever worked before. Never believe that you will not have that 5.0, and ensure that you actually start from the beginning. And I'm telling you, the truth is that there's no other results that you will get apart from that 5.0. But the truth is that there's only so much I can say in a let's say 10-minute video. And so guess what I did? I decided to put down every single thing that actually happened in the journey to getting my 5.0 down into writing. And I know that lots of you are really, really scared about getting things like ebooks and all that. And me too. Earlier in this year, I bought an ebook that was worth over $20. I know it's not much for people that are out there, but for me that's like a lot of money. And only for me to just see like a chinkly, measly, less than 20 pages, that is including the cover page and the ending page. And I really, really felt robbed for my money. So I was like, how can I make my people that are watching my videos actually benefit much more from this, while still giving them the value? And I thought to myself, why not just simply make it free? And so within the next 2 weeks of this video coming out, I am going to be launching the Perfect GPA playbook, which is just simply be a set of tasks, videos, existential notes of over 100 chapters telling you exactly what you need to do to get this 5.0 GPA. And what's your payment for getting that ebook? Subscribing to this channel so that you can get notified exactly when it is released, and also liking this video so that this video can reach more people. So it was a lot, for me. I wasted a long time, over a couple of years, trying to get it. And I feel like if somebody right now is 100 level and they go through the 100 chapters, there's no way, except people are robbed because we're in a wicked one, that you won't actually get that 5.0 that you deserve. So sure to subscribe, and I will be happy if you guys actually download it and read it, because I've put a lot of effort into making this happen. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I wish you good luck, and I hope that you actually get that 5.0 that you're working towards, because that's sincerely my heart's delight. Send me your testimonies and orders on Instagram or on Gmail if you want, and I'll see you guys in another video. So yeah.